Hey everybody, so yes, I'm hitting y'all with a double video today. So I already taught y'all how to highlight and contour. Now I'm gonna show y'all how to get y'all eyebrows and your eyebrow get your eyebrow game on fucking point. So not only did I show y'all how to highlight and contour, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to do your eyebrows like moi. And I'm gonna show y'all all the products I use, the brushes I use, and also the techniques that I use and the techniques that work best for me and the brows that I have on right now. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, everybody, let's get into this. So once again, if you haven't seen my other video on how I highlight and contour, go ahead, check that out. It'll be in the description box below. But this video is probably the second most requested thing that I've ever been requested to do, and it's how I do my eyebrows. Now, it's very, very simple. It's very, very easy. There's not a lot of steps to it. I only use 2 products and 2 brushes, so it should be very simple. Shouldn't be nothing crazy. Let's get into it. Okay, we're back. I found it. So the product that I use on my eyebrows is probably a product that everybody has already heard of by now. And it's the, drumroll please, Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. Now, before I use this, I just used to use powders, and I just thought like that was it. I didn't have to use anything else. But the problem that I was running into when I would use powders to fill in my eyebrow was that by, I don't know, by like 2 to 3 hours, my eyebrows would already start like fading. So I had to find something new. Everybody had been talking about this, so I was like, you know what? Let me just try it. What's the worst that can happen? So the color that I use on my eyebrows is in the color chocolate. I love this product. So that's what I use to fill in my brows. The brush that I use to apply with is just my small angled brush from MAC. It's the MAC 208. You don't need this exact brush, just as long as it's angled and it's very, very thin. As you can see, like, this brush is very thin, so you can get a very defined line. Nothing's very out of control. It's really, really good if you have a brush like this. So what I do is I just dip my brush in there, just kind of get both sides wet. So I kind of mix it around, wipe off the excess on the side of the jar, and then to get more product off of there to make sure I'm not putting too much, I just turn the brush both ways just to get all the excess off. So as you can tell, the color chocolate is pretty dark. So if you have dark hair like mine, I would definitely recommend going with chocolate first before you try dark brown. Start off with a good clean brow if you want to get the really sharp effect. So once you have some product on your brush, I like to start from the bottom and then fade it up. I used to be into like drawing like that and then drawing down here and then just filling it in. But nowadays, I want to go for the softer look, especially when it comes to my eyebrows. So I like to start at the base, so I like to start at the bottom. I don't start all the way completely in the front. I like to start just a little ways back. Lay my brush down. A lot of people like to say, oh, like do small strokes, but me being the freaking rebel that I am, I literally just put my brush down and drag it. So as you can tell, we're already starting to get that real defined underline. So we just want to go back in and just perfect that. It doesn't have to be too perfect right now because we are going to go back in with a concealer and just clean it up. But for the most part, you want to get it pretty straight so that you don't have to do too much work in the end. So like I said, you can already tell that it's giving me that real defined underbrow look. That sounded funny, underbrow. So once I kind of get the underline of my brow defined and how I like it, I will move on to the other side. But I want to get a little bit closer. Oh, I really hope y'all can see what I'm doing. So as you can see, that's more or less a pretty good defined line. It's pretty straight, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the other brow. Alright, so we got our bottom line down. Looking pretty good. Good job, good job. So, once we have our bottom line down, a lot of people from this step would go ahead and start right here and then just edge out the top. But since I'm going for more of the defined but not so defined brow, I like to start at the arch of my brow and then blend it in forward. So my arch is going to be very dark, the tail is going to be very dark, but as it goes more in, it's going to be more, I guess like blended. It's going to look more gradient. It's not going to look so harsh. So I go and I kind of find out like where I want my arch to be, which is typically right here. So as you can tell, I'm starting right here. I'm not starting too far in. And then I'm just going to drag that brush and give me that little arch. Looking good. And then once I created that little arch, I'm just going to connect it with the tail of my brow. Okay. Keep connecting, connecting. And then once I get that little tail going, then I just I feel it in. I feel it. Oh, I can't stop saying that. I fill it in. Oh my god. And then I follow that line right there where we stopped. And then I very, very lightly just start fading it in. Like literally put the lightest amount of pressure onto your brow. You just want to start fading that in. And then with this line down here, I go ahead and I take my brush like that, like flat waves, and then I just get on that line again, and then very lightly I just flick the excess product from that line. I flick it up into my brow. Just so that it can look blended and we're not adding any extra product because we're trying to achieve a blended brow. Alright, and for the most part, this brow is done, so we're just going to leave that alone, and then we're just going to go ahead and work on the other brow. Once again, picking up that excess product that we had on the back of our hand, and then now we're going to go ahead and create this tail of the brow. And then filling it in. What do I keep saying? Feeling it in. Okay. So as you can tell, there's always that one brow that's better than the other, and this is my brow that's always better than this one. Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna go ahead and fade out that bottom line upwards. Just like this. And I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Meet that line where we left it. Just literally flick it up. Like, look at those flick areas. And then from this point on, now is where you'll just, like I said, fill in that needs to be filled in, kind of fix the little spots that need a little bit of fixing. All that good stuff. So here's the part where I like to go in with my concealer and just clean up that bottom line. Matte concealer, I think it's like the Studio Finish concealer. The color I use is NW20. The brush that I like using is the Real Techniques. I just can't talk for the life of me. And it's just like the little flat defining brush. Because once again, we want something that's going to be very precise and that's going to give us a very sharp line. Just get your brush, dip it in there. Hold on, let me get this side. Just kind of dip it in there, get both sides very good. And then once you feel like you have enough product, go ahead and wipe off any excess. You don't want to put too much. So that's what the shade is gonna look like on me. It kind of matches my highlighting shade. You're gonna get your mirror or whatever you need, and with the brush this way, okay, you're just going to follow the line. So just meet the line that we created with the brow product. I like to start on like right in the middle, because like I said, I want to fade it out while we go inward. So just follow that brow line, girl. See how it's already looking sharp? Hashtag yes. Now we're gonna go ahead and underline the other side. So just underline it. So just a little shader brush, something kind of loose so that it doesn't give you a stiff line. You want something a little bit fluffier to give a really blended look. So I like to go in with my little fluffy brush, if you would, and then just blend out the bottom of that concealer, because we don't want to have a very blunt line of like, look at me, I got concealer under my brows, you know? So just go ahead and blend that little line out with any kind of brush. And you're just gonna do it lightly. Just let the brush do the job for you. Just move it back and forth, and the brush, like I said, will just do the magic. And before you know it, your brow is blended and on fleek. So now we're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. And just blend out that brow. Like I said, let the brush do the work for you. Blend, blend, blend. And that is it. What do you think of the brows? What do you think of the brows? What do you think of the brows? Girl, good job. Your eyebrows look freaking amazing. Bow down to you. Like, everybody will ask you, girl, how do you learn how to do your eyebrows? How do you learn how to do your eyebrows? And be like, Alex taught me. So once again, this is the finished brow look. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Go ahead and thumbs up if you liked it. Like I said, this video was probably one of the most requested videos that I have ever been asked to do. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope your eyebrows will forever be on flick the fuck. So yeah, go ahead and comment down below if you liked it. Leave any more suggestions down below. And until next time, bye. Mwah.